Alright, hi guys. Let's talk about some things. I was doing this from up at BYU, but the construction noise was just too loud, so I decided to come home and film this for you. There's a few issues we need to talk about that would have been really easy to take care of if we were meeting face to face, but I think some of you guys are just getting a little bit confused. So the first thing I want to talk about, this drawing portion of the class accounts for 1/2 of your grade for Art 119. And some of you guys are taking it very seriously, and some of you guys, I'm not sure if you are too worried about your grades. The other reason why Art 119 matters is because in this class you will be producing work that will be used for your portfolio to submit when you're going to be applying for the graphic design program, the painting program, or whatever art major or minor you want to do. So this class is going to be very important for you. If you decide to proceed as an art major, number one, you need to get a good grade in this class, and number two, you need to do good work in this class. If you don't produce work that is significantly better than most other students who are applying, you might not get into the program that you hope to get into. So I really strongly encourage you to take this class very seriously. The way this class is set up is so that you can learn incrementally techniques and skills that will help you get a lot better at drawing. And I'm doing this to focus on the idea that you're going to do some work that's going to be even better than what you've been able to do in the past. If it seems like I'm pushing you at a fast pace or making you do a lot of work, it's because I know what's in your future and I understand how it's going to help you if you do well at this. So let's talk a little bit about some specifics. So let's start with sketchbooks. Some of your sketchbooks are fantastic. I almost was going to take some pictures and show them as examples, but I didn't want to single out anybody and make them feel embarrassed. So I'm just going to use my sketchbook to talk about a few things. So a few of you guys, seems like you didn't really read the instructions where I talked about what I need on sketchbooks. Let me just briefly go over this again. All of your sketchbook drawings need to be from life. That means you're looking at things with your eyeballs. It's not a photograph, and definitely not from your imagination. Number two, it needs to fill the entire page. That doesn't mean that the one object that you draw is as big as the page. That means all the white space on your page is filled with what you see. Treat it as though it was a photograph. If you take a camera, take a picture of something, everything you see in that picture, that should be everything that you draw in your sketchbook. So let me give you an example. Here's a little drawing that I did. It was just stuff that was on the kitchen table after dinner. I just sat down after dinner, really quickly sketched it out. It's not the most beautiful drawing, it's a little bit rough, and that's fine. They don't have to be perfect drawings. They also don't have to have shadows in them. A couple things I want to point out. I've got right here a salt and pepper shaker. I've got a pitcher, I've got some cups. I didn't write down salt and pepper, or anything like that. I don't need text. I don't need you to take your pencil and write stuff out. It usually doesn't look very good, and it's just not necessary. Please, when you're doing your shadows in sketches, if you do shadows, don't ever do stuff that looks like that. And also, don't do this. This is called cross-hatching. Some of you guys may have had classes, high school or whatever, where your teacher taught you to do that. Don't do that. That's not good. It doesn't look good, and it's not really, it doesn't serve any purpose with our sketchbooks. Let me show you one more little sketch. So I just drew what was on the floor. Got my boots, a couple of little toys and things like that. This one is pretty close to being not quite what we're looking for, but because I can see the background a little bit and there's a lot of objects in it, it does still work. So, no sketchbook drawings with just one or two objects. Please don't do that. No sketchbook drawings where whatever you draw looks like it's just floating in space. I want to see, if it's on a table, I want to see the wood grain of the table. I want to see what's in the background. I want to see a whole image of a scene. Okay, the second thing I want to talk about with you guys has to do with your drawing exercises. So Every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I will send you a drawing exercise. Sometimes we'll take a day off from that, sometimes we'll have something different, but generally that's what we're doing every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. You should schedule about 2 hours to do that. It might not take you 2 hours, it probably won't actually. But if we were meeting face to face, these are the skills that we would have gone over in class. And I've actually taken a lot of time to type out, make videos, take pictures, do step-by-step instructions for these. Took me a lot of time to prepare this material, and a lot of you guys don't seem to even be reading the instructions. And some of you guys are showing me pictures where I really just don't even know where you got the idea that that's what you're supposed to draw. If I'm ever unclear with the instructions, I'll totally own up to that, but I really, really need you guys to read through the instructions. If you're not able to read instructions and follow them, I have my doubts about whether or not you'll be able to graduate from college, to be honest. But it's really important that you do that. You need to keep up with those. The class exercises are basically taking the place of attendance. When you don't turn one in, it's as though you had missed a day. And ordinarily, when we have class together, if you miss, I think it's 3 unexcused absences, you should get a loss of a whole letter grade. There's teachers who will automatically fail you if you have a certain amount of absences. I'm going to be a little bit lenient, but I really need you to get those exercises done and turned in. You can turn them in through Canvas. You can turn them in by emailing them to me, and you can even text them to me. I'm trying to make it as easy for you to turn things in as possible. I need you guys to be organized and to stay on top of it and to read those instructions. And if the instructions are confusing to you, please contact me. Ask questions. Let's get it figured out. Don't just blow it off. You're not going to be able to pass this class if you don't do all of the exercises. Here's the good news though. I will let you turn things in late. If you've been confused up to this point, if there's been some kind of mistake as far as trying to upload onto Canvas or whatever, that's okay. I'm not going to take off points. Let's just get this figured out. Let's get you all caught up. Make it your goal to get caught up as soon as possible. We need to keep going. We need to keep producing work. You've got stuff you need to learn. So I can't just stop and wait for a few people to get caught up. If you keep falling behind, it's going to become an overwhelming amount of work that you have to do. So I really strongly recommend that you get caught up as soon as possible. It's going to be really important for your grade in this class, but also it's going to be really important for your future as an art student, because the program that you need to get into, you need to be able to get a good grade in this class, and you need to be able to produce good work in this class. So I hope that clarifies some things for you. If you have any confusion, please feel free to contact me. If you do text me, just make sure it's not in the middle of the night in Hawaii. But I'll help you as much as I can. All right, thanks. We'll see you guys.